an impromptu live. My little homie's out there. You're not going to be able to see him. It's too bright from that side. Katie Peoples, what's up? I got to speak with you later on as well. Got some plans, Katie. Why is it not showing you up on my feed? I see your comment. I don't see you on the feedsies. And first like, still got it. Yes, you do. So it's probably just going to be me and you. Oh, okay. Now we got people filtering. And I don't know why it's not showing me any people whatsoever. We got, hey, Michelle, Robert. Let me just go through a couple of people. Lori, what's up? Joshua, what's up? Robert, Michelle, Kate Peoples, as per usual. Man, hola. I'd love to be able to say that. I don't want to say it's cosmic. Beth, Brian, Brian Shell. What's up, my dude? Haven't talked in a while. Joey, Ashley, Melissa, Tanya. Still need to get with you. Oh boy, you guys are in for a story. All right, so I had my little rescue there too. Ryan's Baltarium. What's up? Mother Duck. What's up? What's up? What's up from the UK? And this is just going through a couple of people. I'm going to get back to everybody else later on. So, interesting set of events lately. Everybody say hi to Hootie. Hey, buddy. Kelly, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Big boy, it's okay. He's over there worried about these guys. He hasn't seen them through the window yet. Look at him. What are you shaking for, bud? You're a giant. You're a big giant. You're okay, bub. You're okay, big guy. Give me that nose. Give me that nose. Give me the nose. Give me the nose. Yeah, I got the owl out and about. He's been with me pretty much shadowing my every movement every time I'm home. So he's always watching my back. Actually, he's watching the window right now, wondering what the fuck is going on out there, even though he's seen him 1,000 times. I don't think he's seen him from inside. So watch, you'll see him do his little shake for a little bit, and then he's going to chill out once he figures out what the hell is going on. Buddy. Hey, you're okay, bud. You're okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, anyway, so interesting set of events. It's kind of like an old man's tale as well, so everybody's going to get a piece of that. I do have videos ready to go, and as per usual, we have problems. So let me just give you guys a little bit of a background. Yes, the homies always want to play. Actually, have to go out there after this and spend some time. Alan, boom, what up? All right, so I'm going to go back a few weeks. Forgive me, guys. We're going to do the same thing we always do at the end of this. I'm going to answer questions, talk to everybody. So if I miss anybody's questions or anything like that, forgive me. I'm going to be bouncing around for a little bit here. So I want to go back a few weeks. Melissa says hit the like button, please. Thank you guys very much. Ryan's Baltarium says you want to come down next June. Hopefully we'll be set up by then. If we can stop getting railroaded from time to time, we'd be good. So, new circumstances in the life of Justin Igualada. So right now I have two friends of mine that are in need of some help. One being Shetler. You guys already know about that from the last live. Shetler is a little bit short-staffed, so I'm working with Shetler Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then alternating Mondays occasionally if he needs it, and we'll be doing that probably until January or February. It's a twofold right there because it helps me out. It brings in some supplementary income so that I can feed and clean and do everything I need to do, feed my munchkins that I'm talking about my kids, as well as like the guy standing behind me right now, or this lazy asshole sitting on his floor over there doing nothing. But I also have Gatorama now. So Gatorama, I met with them last week. I met with Patty, Alan, and Ben. That's the family that runs it. They're the guys. Patty's dad actually bought that way back when in like 1986. I want to say like a year before I was born. It's been in their family ever since, and Ben and family have been running it. So they are coming to a point where they're going to be opening 7 days a week. They needed some help. They asked if I could help, and of course they helped me with everything. So we've dialed it down to a point where like all the people that generally will help me if I ask them, I like to help people, but they're taking priority just because of what they do for me. Not to say that I'm not willing to help anybody else, but right now I got Sundays and Mondays at Gatorama, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Shetler's, and we're going to be phasing me kind of out around January, February, depending on how long they need me. Basically, it'll give Ben a break so he can have 2 days off so that we can do all the encounters and the same things, the shows, all that good stuff. And it's kind of an easy placement for them to kind of plop me in there, do what needs to be done, kind of get the feel of where everything is at. That way Ben can take some days off. Yes, busy is a vast understatement. And then with Shetler, obviously same thing. It was an easy plug. Not a lot of training to go on, just basically showing me where some odds and ends are, because I spent more time at Shetler's than in the last couple of years than probably any other vet's office. Any other vet's office, the vets would usually come to me, but for Shetler, he was right there. So he is not right there anymore. He's an hour and 45 minutes south where I used to live. I go to him every single week, except for this week. This week, he's gone. He's out of town doing his thing, picking up some stuff up north, and he'll be back after that. So next week, we'll restart. I just did Gatorama for the first time Sunday and Monday. I have a lot of fun over there. I'm going to be honest with you. It is nice to take, everybody always thinks that running a business, owning a business, and doing your own thing is always easier than the alternative, which is working for somebody or working a job, when the case is the absolute opposite. It's actually comforting. I haven't worked for anybody in probably 20 years, 15, 20 years, something like that, since I was at Oakley, Seminole Indian Village, which we're going to talk about that in a second as well. So I haven't punched a card in God knows how long. So it was a double-edged sword, because I was wondering how I was going to feel about it. And it doesn't bother me because I'm working with friends and I'm helping friends out. And those guys need help, as well as, Shetler needs help. And of course, I want to offer that help because they do the same for me. If I call Ben and family and I need anything at all, they stop what they're doing. They help me out. Same with Shetler. So of course, I'm going to do the same for them. Not that it's a tit for tat, not that they would, if I said I couldn't do it, they would ban me from the place forever or hate me or anything like that. They're not that type of people, but they are very good people. Patty, Alan, Ben, just a group of really good people. So for me to help them out, it's no skin off my back. I can get them to where they need to be. Not that they can do fine on their own. I mean, if I couldn't get in there, I couldn't get in there. They would figure out a way around it. They've been doing it since forever and a day. Since Ben was a baby, he's been doing it. The family's been doing it forever. So it's not like I'm such a vital part of Gatorama right now. It just helps them ease in a couple more people for staff. It helps them open up 7 days a week. And then it gives Ben a couple of days off, which I'm glad to give him right now. So in between that, we're doing all the building, and we're doing, basically taking care of all the animals as per usual. I'm trying to spend as much time as possible, which is why homie right here, because we're working on some flight stuff and working on some different things. So he's been with me pretty much 24/7. Yes, stalkers are in the window. So he goes with me everywhere I go. So I have his mobile perch, and then if I'm cleaning outside, I'll usually bring him outside. I'll perch him with me. I keep him with me, so we travel everywhere we go together, because we're going to work him into basically flight. And we're going to do that on camera. Now, to fold this into an epic set of events, and this will go into kind of like the old man tale things. 2 weeks ago, I had an event at how heavy does your owl have to be to fly, dude? I don't know yet. Alan Malone just asked. Alan's my buddy over there in the UK. He does some raptor work as well with the birds of prey. What he was asking, and I'll go back to what I was talking about before afterwards, but this is a pretty cool question. So what he was asking is how much does the owl have to weigh to fly? That may be confusing to some people. Some people may think, well, what does it matter? He can fly. He's a bird. What does his weight matter? And target weight is very specific and is a very important part of flying any animal, whether it's a parrot, an owl, bird of prey. Birds of prey are a little bit different than the parrots. Birds of prey, obviously, a little bit more food motivated, whereas a parrot can be a little bit more motivated for your bond and love and all that. This owl is imprinted on me. If we were going to do regular flying with abatement, basically using birds to hunt, we would not use this owl, number one, because he's lazy. Most owl species are. People do hunt these owls over where they come from, Hungary, India, basically Europe and Asia. That's why they call them Eurasian eagle owls. But they do get used to hunt larger prey items where they come from, but an owl is a very stubborn and very hard animal to work with. What Alan is talking about is How much does it weigh to fly? Now, he can fly at any weight, but he can't fly well at any weight. And then what he's talking about is in captivity, we have to teach them how to fly. Just like in the wild, they will learn how to fly with their parents. And basically, what happens is they're pretty much fully grown, fully feathered, about 4 or 5 months old, and then mom starts kicking them out of the nest. Those are fledglings. As fledglings, they start to learn how to fly and hunt. Now, these guys are silent hunters, so there's a reason they can turn their head 300, well, everybody thinks 360 degrees. It's really 280 degrees. It's 14 vertebrae in the neck. All his little feathers there have little serrated edges, so even if he flaps his wings, it's silent. The reason for that is they are lazy birds. So instead of like our hawks, falcons, sometimes the eagles, ospreys, things like that, you're going to see those guys like out in the morning. I have like 4 or 5 red-shouldered hawks that are outside, probably a family of red-shouldered hawks outside, 3 fledglings along with the 2 parents. And if you go out there early enough, you can see them doing their thing. So they're constantly bouncing back and forth to get their food. As a matter of fact, I have it on video. I've been debating whether or not to post it. But one of the guys down the streets breeds pigeons. He's 1 pigeon short. I know that for a fact because I filmed the red-shouldered hawk flying across my backyard with said pigeon in his talons, and then he landed on the side. So I'm not sure whether to, maybe I'll post it for the Patreons. Maybe I'll do that. But as far as his weight to fly, the reason Alan brought that up is because if I'm flying this bird, obviously I'm not going to use him to hunt. I'm not a big hunter, and this is Florida. I'm not going to be hunting big deer or anything with my owl or anything like that. We're doing A to B flights, simple A to B flights, basically for educational purposes. It is impressive to see an owl anyway, regardless, especially one of the largest species in the world. It's a lot more impressive when I fly it over a bunch of people's heads when they don't even know it's coming. Oh, you putting your dress up? Oh, dude, he just shit. That was him shitting. And usually when he shits, he's about to try and go find another place to perch himself. Hey, big guy, I know you shit on my floor. Let's find out. Am I right? Oh, yeah, I'm right. Okay, yeah. All right, so anyway, what Alan was talking about is target weight. Target weight with these guys is very simple. Every single day, I'd be weighing him. Now, right now, he's chunky. He's on the chunky side because I haven't been flying him. So I feed him a base diet. It's a varied diet. Chicks, rats, rabbits, things like that. I gorge him once a month, the whole 9 yards. If I want to fly him, which we will be doing, and I'm going to walk you guys through this process as I teach him how to fly. Everybody thinks that because the bird's older and that I didn't teach him when he was younger that he's not going to be able to do it. He can fly already. He can fly just fine. It's just a matter of getting him to fly where you want him to fly for you and then being safe enough outside with elements and things like that, constantly distracting him. A target weight basically means this. Birds aren't very heavy, right? There's not a lot of weight to lose. This is a big bird. This is one of the largest owl species, so he's 4.5 pounds. He's heavy, but my older bird that I used to have, same species, was 4.5 pounds, and he would fly at 4.5 pounds. That's heavy, and he was a male. Then females can be twice that weight. So for a male to fly at 4.5 pounds, that was his target weight. We have other birds that fly at 3.9, some fly at 4.1, some fly at 3.4. Target weight is basically figuring out when your bird is hungry enough to work but not starving, because there's a very fine line. So there's a reason I use a scale every single day, twice a day with the owl. So when we're doing that with flight, basically I'll weigh him before we fly and after we fly. The reason is because I want to see what he weighs right before, I want to see what he weighs right afterwards, and then I'll start tinkering with that to figure out what's the exact weight where I know if I put him on the scale, and let's use 4.3 for an example. If he's 4.3 pounds and he flies perfectly, Travis, thank you very much. If he flies perfectly at 4.3 pounds, then I know that that is my target weight. So what I'll do is I'll fuss with that, and I know what meals to feed, when to feed. If I have something where I have to fly him for any reason whatsoever, or if I'm just flying recreationally every single day, I'm going to try and get him to hit the 4.3 every single day when it's time to fly. And you do that with diet, and you do that with scale, and it takes time to figure out what you're feeding, how much you're feeding, and then how much he's flying to figure out how many grams he's going to either lose or gain depending on what you're feeding. So to answer your question, Alan, I have no fucking idea what his weight is when he flies yet. Haven't gotten there yet. Now, with Bird over here, or Hootie, or Walter, or who, it depends on who you talk to find out what the bird's name is. We're going to be doing that soon. Right now, it's just basically hanging out. I just spend the time. Thank you very much, Donnie. Appreciate it. Much love to you as well. Now, back to the story. Back to the story with what's been going on. So Oakley Indian Village, that's where I got my start. Oakley Indian Village is the Seminole tribe of Florida, and these guys, Jennifer, thank you very much. These guys basically got my start on my own. So I've always had my father. Back in the day, he taught me basically everything I knew up to that point. And then when I got into the alligator shows, alligator handling, the Seminole culture, the whole 9 yards, the history of it all that was taught to me at the Seminole Oakley Indian Village with John Jones, James Holt, Clint Holt. Thank you guys very much. Ebo, we had Giselle over there. And these were all really, really good people in a very good confined group at a park where I learned most of what I know now. All my live shows, that came from that place. The alligator handling, that all came from the Seminole place over there. And then my general respect for animals and wildlife altogether came from growing up with my father. Now, we just did an event for those guys. This was 2 weeks ago, and we haven't done an event over there in probably, I think we used to be at the Hard Rock, and then they closed down to move to a different section because they were building the giant guitar that they have there now in Hollywood. If you haven't gone down there to check that out, go check that out. It's where the casino's at. It's a gorgeous place, but we did get taken out and moved to the other side. We were supposed to be reopened February of the year that I did the TV show. So that was like 8-9 years ago, and it just never came to fruition. So they have the park over there, and we finally got to do a show. I was invited to go and do that show for them. So it was a little 4-day event. The first day we set up, Gene, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Right back at you. So, I go to the show, wonderful show. We set up like a walkthrough. I brought the lemurs out. We brought some Galapagos tortoises out. We brought some Cuban iguanas out. We brought a bunch of stuff for the show. And then they had me do an alligator show as well, which I haven't done in a while. So that was good to get back to the roots. And a Seminole event is unlike any other event. So I always have a good time there because it's a very good family feel. Everybody knows everybody. And then we have a good crowd of people coming, especially over the weekends. So just for fair warning, in February, there will be more events with the Seminoles. They're going to be doing Brighton Field Day this year. They haven't done that in like probably 3 years since 2020 to protect their elders from the coronavirus. So they're going to be doing something over there. And then Tribal Fair as well as in February. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Now, here's where the story comes in. This is where the old man tales come in. I get done, and this is Saturday night. I get done, and it was late. We packed everything up, broke everything down, cleaned everything up. Obviously, we leave any place that we go to the same way we found it. So we made sure we cleaned the windows for their windows that we used to put some animals in. We broke down our enclosures, cages, the whole 9 yards, and then we got out of there. Now, I had an hour and 45-minute drive back home. I was tired. I hadn't slept very much. For weeks, I haven't slept very much. It's been a lot of driving, a lot of back and forth with Shetler and all that good stuff too. And then I had this event. Now, the event fell on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wednesday, we set up. Saturday on the way home, I'm on the way home, loaded with animals. So I got the entire car loaded with animals. I got my little alligators, little crocodiles, wallies in there. I got the foxes in there. The lemurs are in there. The thing is stacked up. The whole car stacked up. So I pull into my house, and it must have been around 11 o'clock. I'm sure some of you guys caught this on the old, I know Dee caught this one, but she caught it on the old Instagram there where I had some cops in my backyard, lots of cops. I pulled up to my driveway, I pulled in, and I noticed that there was a cop behind me. Now, I'm very respectful to all law enforcement officers or anybody within the law because I have lots of friends that are in law enforcement. Ricky, my buddy Mike Smithy, he's over, I think, on the West Coast doing his police officer work. I respect my investigators that I have out here who are all law enforcement as far as FWC goes, and I know the struggle they go through. So I try and be as kind as possible to those people because I know exactly what the deal is with these guys. Now, I pull into my driveway all the way, and I notice a cop car slow down behind me, right next to my driveway, but then kind of past me, and I saw that my neighbor was having a party. There was music on, so I figured they were going to go bother the neighbor for music. It was like 10:45, something like that or whatever. And then he stops and reverses, comes back around and pulls into my driveway. Now, on that side of my driveway, I have these guys. So he pulls in and he puts his light bar on, and it's all white lights, not the blue and reds, but it's all white lights so he could see, which perfectly understandable. So I walked over there and I was like, hey, how's it going? Can I help you? And the guy gets out of his car and he blasts me in the light or in the eyes with his flashlight. At that point, I do tend to get like, I know my rights, I know my deals, and I try and be respectful all the way around, but there is a fine line. Okay, you're entering my property. I have no idea what's going on. I've watched you slow down behind me. I've watched you follow me. They had pulled somebody over on the top of Flaghole, which is a 4-mile stretch to my house. I knew I wasn't speeding. I was doing 55 miles an hour. And then I go through, past my place, and then I pull in. So the guy followed me all the way in. I'm not thinking anything of it. When he got into my driveway, I asked him what the deal was, and he gets out of the car, blasts me in the eyes with his flashlight. So I asked him, hey, can you get the flashlight out of my face? You got plenty of light. Can you get the flashlight out of my face? So he takes it away from my face, and he goes right back to my face with the flashlight as he's talking to me. And I was like, dude, I need you to get the flashlight out of my face. I need you to turn your light bar off. I have animals right behind me. So the guy goes and he looks at me and he says, hey, is that your truck? And so I turned around and I was like, yeah, you literally followed me here. It's my truck. Yes, it's loaded full of animals. I just got home. I haven't been home in like 4 days. What's the deal? What's the problem? Can I help you? So he says, that's not your red F-150? So I turn around again to my truck. Hey, Owl, I'm not talking to you, but hey, just for reference. Turn around and I look back and I look at the guy and I'm like, are you fucking colorblind, my guy? I'm like, that's a black Chevy Tahoe behind me. But yes, that's my truck. I just got here. My keys are in my hand. You saw me get out of the truck. So yeah, it's my truck. So he asked again, so that's not your red F-150. So I'm fucking like, what the fuck kind of sorcery is this? Is this a trick question? So I'm like, dude, again, are you colorblind? The truck is black, my guy. The truck is black. So I peeked around to make sure that Maui and Moana were okay. And when I peeked around to see Maui and Moana, I saw that my backyard was lit up like a football field. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on in my house? So I completely ignore the first officer. I start walking towards my backyard, and he asked me to stop, and I told him no. I'm going to go see what's going on in my backyard. And then he forcefully asked to stop, to which point I turned around and I said, listen, so I need you to do me a favor. I need you to chill the fuck out. And you can either go wait out by the street or you can fucking come with me, but I'm not going to fucking stop. This is my property. So he finally asked, oh, so you live here? Yes, I fucking live here. It's 11 o'clock at night. No, I just felt like coming to hang out outside and get bit up by fucking mosquitoes. Yes, I live here, sir. Do you want to come with me or do you want to go wait out front? Because we could do this one of two ways. So then he follows me to the back. I get to the back, and sure as shit, there is a Ford F-150 in the back of my house, literally in the middle of my shit. And the door's open, the lights are on. There's two pink Crocs, I shit you not, pink Crocs, the shoes with little fuzzy shit inside of it. And the door's open, the truck's running, and there's another officer out back. So I get to the other officer out back, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing in my backyard? And the guy's like, is this your truck? And I'm like, no, it's not my truck, but your buddy over here kept asking about a Ford F-150 red. I'm assuming this is the truck you're talking about. He's like, yeah, he didn't tell you it was stolen? And I'm like, no, he gave me absolutely, hey, stay here. He gave me absolutely no information whatsoever. I have no idea what's going on. So the dude's like, well, somebody stole a truck and they came and they bailed it back here. So I asked, when did this happen? So the guy goes, just now. And I'm like, what do you mean just now? And he's like, just now, like we just got here. So I pulled up literally moments after. I saw the truck pull down my street. And when I pulled down my street, it was gone. I figured it was somebody close, one of the first houses. I'm the first house with no gate blocking the front. So basically what happened from my neighbors, they were watching, the guy comes in, no lights on, and blasts through, turns his lights on as soon as he gets past the second house because there's a gate all the way in the front. My house, again, no gate, turns the lights on, hangs the left, hits my backyard, and then fucking hauls ass, which I think is hilarious. And I'll tell you why in a second. So I go, and immediately Brooke and the kids are coming around the outside, and I told them to go back the fucking side. And the guy's like, I need to talk to them. And this is the sergeant talking. And I was like, you got 2 seconds to talk to them, and then they're going back inside. You're telling me this guy just got here. They don't need to be outside for this shit. So he went, talked to him for a couple of seconds. I shot them back inside, and then I went to the back to look in the bushes because I know my property, which these guys may or may not know the property, but regardless, it's my house, my shit, my kids, my dogs, my animals, my everything. I'm going to go look for the dude that's in the back. So I start walking, and the same officer that was in the beginning, and this will go full circle in a second here. More officers are pulling in as this is happening. So I got my whole fucking place is lit up. Now my neighbors are outside. They're looking in their, sheds and shit like that to make sure nobody's hiding in there. Now it's a big spectacle and shit. I got lights everywhere, blue and reds, the whole 9 yards. Now there's like 11 cop cars pulling into the shit, a bunch of trucks, all that nonsense. So I start walking. Sergeant is there. He was the first one on scene. So I start walking towards the back because I'm going to go look for this fucking guy. If there's a guy in my bushes, I want to know. So the first cop says, "You need to fucking stop." And now I'm all good until you start talking to me like that. Once you start talking to me like that and you treat me like I'm a suspect and all that shit, I get the way that I look. I understand that. I understand profiling. I understand the dangerous job of being an officer. That's why I give them the utmost respect that I possibly can. However, if you talk to me like an asshole, I'm going to talk to you like an asshole right back. So I turned around and calmly said, "Listen, my guy, second time I've had to tell you this. If you fucking tell me to do something on my property one more time, I will walk you to the front of my property. You can stay outside on the edge of my property, and your buddies can stay back here, finish the job while you wait the fuck out front. So either come with me in the back, hand me a fucking flashlight, or stay here, shut the fuck up. I'm going in the fucking back. You can't tell me not to." So the sergeant, he looks at the sergeant looks at me, sergeant looks at him, and he goes, "It's his property. He can do whatever he wants." So I go back there, and he didn't follow me, but the sergeant came back there with me with his flashlight just in case the dude was back there. At this point, we still have cars pulling in. So dude's not in the back, and I told the guy, I was like, "Bro, he probably hit the fucking canal, went past the canal, and then juked it right, because there's only, if you got three choices. Either you're going to be walking forever through a bunch of fucking fields of sawgrass and sugarcane and all that shit, or you can head right and go through those neighbors' backyards and hopefully not get shot by one of them, or you could book it past the canal, go left, and get back out to the road and go wherever the hell you want to go after that." So, where are you going, bud? So, anyway, we go in the back. The guy's not there. We come back. Now I'm talking to my neighbors and shit. We're waiting for them to do whatever it is they're going to do. So they're looking at the truck. There's like 15 officers at this point in the back. And I'm sitting with my neighbors, and we're just watching them just sit there, laugh, joke around the truck. They're doing whatever, all this other bullshit. And after about an hour, mind you, my animals are still in the car. I haven't unloaded yet. I got shit I need to do, and I'm tired as fuck, and I want to go to sleep. So it's like 11:45 now. So I told my neighbors, I'm like, "All right, I'm going to get them out of here because I know there's keys in the truck. They could drive that shit out." So I go around, I go to the cops. There's a bunch of cops sitting there, along with the first one that pulled up. And everybody was super friendly. Everybody was good except for this one fucking guy. And now the one guy in the beginning, I told him, I said, "Listen, I apologize." I said, don't confuse my hostility for anything other than the fact that I'm trying to make sure that my family's all right, my house is all right, my animals are right, and everything else is all right. When you come up to me and you treat me like a suspect, obviously that's going to offend me. I don't know what the hell is going on. You should have led with somebody stole a truck and they came into your backyard, because the conversation would have went much differently than how it did. I said, "However, I do apologize for my hostility. I'm just trying to make sure my family's good." At that point, he was fine. He was totally good. So everybody's getting along now. We're all good. And they're all making jokes and shit like that. I'm making jokes. Apparently, we're looking for a half-naked dude because his pants were in the car. This is not a fucking joke. And there was 2 pink Crocs. Again, we're going to bring it back to that. 2 pink Crocs that he ran out of. So there's little fuzzy shit, like literally fuzzy little Crocs. So pink with fuzzy on the inside, pants inside the car. So we're looking for a half-naked dude. And I told him at that point, I'm like, "Dude, you guys got like fucking 11 fucking officers here. Why don't you guys go hit the road? Who the fuck needs to stand next to this truck? Like, leave one officer next to the truck. And can you guys do me a favor? My dogs are freaking out. The kids are freaking out. Can you fucking take this truck, take it out front?" Because they told me they were waiting for a tow truck, which could be anywhere from 20 minutes to like 4 hours. And I was like, "Nah, we're not fucking doing this, bro." I was like, "Can you take the truck? I know there's keys in there. You guys already got your prints. You did all that shit. Please take the truck, go out front. You could sit out there, wait for them." Now, the first guy doesn't want to take the truck out front. "No, we need to wait for a tow truck." There's another guy that was like 6'10". This guy was hilarious, bro. So I look at that cop and I'm like, dude, I'm like, did you guys get your prints off of this thing? He's like, yes. You gonna do anything else with this truck? He said no. I said, is there any reason you can't drive this truck off of this property right now? And this guy's grabbing his vest and he's like on his tippy toes. And I'm like, are you all right, bro? And he's like, I really got to shit. No fucking joke. This is exactly what came out of his mouth. Girls, go upstairs. See? Go upstairs. Go, go, go. So the guy stands up. He's on his tippy toes and shit. And he's like, I got to shit real bad. He's like, we can wrap this up. And the Sarge is laughing. Everybody's laughing at this point, including myself. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, if you got to shit that bad, I'll let you in the house. You could take a shit in the bathroom. He's like, nope. He's like, I'm good. He's like, I did the pre-workout. I didn't expect the call. I just got on duty. He's like, I really need to make it to a bathroom. It's touching the tile. And at that point, dude, everybody's fucking dying laughing, including myself. So, now everything is lightened up. The first guy that pulled up into the driveway, he's calmer, I'm calmer, everybody's getting along and shit like that. Now we're laughing at the guy that's got to take a shit, doesn't want to go into my house because he doesn't want to bother anybody. He just wants to pull the truck out front so that he can leave and they can wait with the truck. So Sarge says, yeah, wrap it up. Let's get off his property. We don't need to be here for this shit. So he goes, yeah, we are all human, Alan. We are. And this guy was fucking on it, dude. He's like, it's touching the tile. I gotta go. He's like, Sarge, can we just take the truck out front? And I was like, please take the truck out front. Like, I want to go to sleep, dude. I'm over this shit. So they pull everything out front, but here's where we fucking get the twist. The first guy that got pulled up, where him and I were going back and forth often, and he kept looking at Sarge to say something to me, but Sarge kept looking at him like, dude, it's his property. You can't fucking talk to people like this. And I guess that's the problem where I have. In every single industry, including this shitty ass industry that I'm in, there's always an asshole somewhere. And there just so happen to be one of those assholes of the police force here on this fucking property, constantly wanting to argue, wanting to push his position of authority when I know that I didn't do anything wrong. It's my fucking house. I'm pulling up to find out just the same time as you are. And the first cop, the sergeant that followed the F-150, clearly knew that it wasn't my fucking truck because I pulled in after they did. So everybody's doing good. And the guy that gets in the truck to pull the truck away is the first officer that pulled up and started arguments with me in the beginning. For me, walking away from him, which apparently he didn't think that I was allowed to do, which I am fully within my right to do. It's my fucking property. I haven't done anything wrong. I could walk away from you as much as I fucking want to. And on top of that, I can say whatever I want. So if you fucking start talking to me sideways, I'm going to talk to you sideways, which is exactly what happened with that guy. So that was number two. Him and I arguing back and forth, and me basically saying, would you like me to escort you to the end of the fucking property so that you can watch your buddies back here who are being perfectly polite and perfectly fine with the scenario, and you're the only asshole in the situation. I gladly walk you off and escort you off the property and let these guys do their job. So once everything calmed down, everybody's joking around. The tall guy's like bouncing around in his shoes. He's got to take a real bad shit. And I feel him. I could see him sweating too. So he had the cold sweats going on. And then here's the fucking nail in the coffin. Dude, in the beginning, gets in the truck and he fucking turns it on. Now, if you look at me, I do not look Cuban. My father came from Cuba when he was 8. And my father did not speak Spanish to us for multiple reasons. He thought he was protecting us for how he grew up. When he came over here, it was not like it is in Miami today. If you go to Miami today, 95% of those guys down there are fucking Cuban. Guess what? 95% of the people that live around me are fucking Cuban. My next door neighbor, the neighbor across the street, the one right next to me, his next door neighbor, the other neighbor next to that, everybody's from Miami, and everybody's fucking Cuban. So if you look at me, you're not going to catch the Cuban. Not off rip. The last name might throw you into a Spanish last name or whatever, but if you're just looking at me, I'm just a fucking white dude. So the dude hops in the truck, turns it on, and he fucking says the magic words. He goes, I knew he was fucking Cuban. I could fucking tell by the music. And I was like, Now there's 10 officers sitting around. A couple had already left. Sergeant is still there. And this is the guy that I've been arguing with all night long. He steps into the vehicle. He says that shit. So I said, I said, interesting. I said, my dad came from Cuba when he was 8. I said, I guess you're the reason why I don't speak Spanish to this day. And he fucking looks over at me, and you could see every officer was all laughing beforehand. Everything was fun and games and shit. And you could see every single one of them immediately shut down and put their fucking hands in their face. Like, why do we have fucking Jimmy Bob on the fucking squad right now? Why the fuck is this guy back here? Mind you, all of my neighbors are Cubans standing fucking not more than literally 30 feet behind me, so they can all hear this shit too. And the dude spits that shit out. So I was like, yeah. And then he looks at me as if I'm joking, and I'm like, yeah, not a joke, by the way. My father is 100% Cuban and 100% did not speak Spanish to us because of fucking people like you. I said, now you could take that F-150, get the fuck out of my fucking house, don't fucking come back to my house, and park that shit out front. And so he fucking leaves, and the sergeant, before he pulled off with the F-150, looked at him and said, dude, go out front, take the truck out front. I will be out there in a minute to have a conversation with you. And then they all turned around as he's pulling the truck away to apologize to me. And they basically said, listen, we're sorry for the inconvenience. We're sorry we had to bother you tonight. And we're extremely sorry that he said what he said. I don't think that he meant what he said in any derogatory sense. And I was like, you can say and do whatever you want. You guys were all awesome. I appreciate everything you guys do. I want you guys to be safe. I said, but he reflects on each and every single one of you. I was like, most of the people around here are Spanish. Most of the people around here are farmers. A lot of those farmers are Spanish. And if that guy out there has an issue with Spanish people or Cubans or Mexicans or whatever the case may be, that's a fucking problem. Because why the fuck should, what if it was a white dude? What if it was a white girl in there with her little shit and she just so happened to like fucking Spanish music? Not to mention the fact it wasn't Cuban music. It was just some reggaeton and all that bullshit, which is pretty much universal. Anybody's gonna listen to that shit. You don't have to be Cuban to listen to some music like that. So he just basically said the most racial shit that he possibly could, not thinking that I was gonna be Cuban in any way, shape, or form, which backfired in his fucking face. So I guess the point to that conversation is twofold. Number one, fucking watch what you say around people. You never know who the hell is behind you, who the hell's next to you, or who's going through what, or who has what heritage where. It'll bring me back to I've posted that video of the stupid jaw pop thing that got a lot of attention, and a lot of people asked why or talked a bunch of shit. And the basic response to that is like, it's basically being racist towards all of Seminole people. You got to be careful what it is you do and say, especially in this day and age where it's cancel culture. Everybody hates everybody. Why? I have no idea. Now, myself, I don't get offended at that shit at all. You know, my father's my father. Yes, we do. Yeah, he came from Cuba when he was 8. I get it. And then for him to say that, it really isn't something that triggers me, bothers me. I don't feel like it was a racially motivated thing. I don't feel like if I was Cuban that he was gonna, if I was more Cuban looking, I should say, that he would attack me any further than he had already done, just because of the way I look already. But the racial profiling, the bullshit, that shit all has to stop. Now, that leads me into the next part of this shit. So, because I leave often, I have my big ass dogs and my attack owl, and I have them for a reason. Twofold. Number one, family members. Number two, fucking, if anybody comes in this house, you got to make it past the Giants. And if you can make it past the Giants, good fucking luck for you guys. They're sweet dogs. If you come in, guys, go. If you come in and everything is great and grand and dandy and I'm with you or one of the families with you, they're going to greet you at the door. If you come through the door alone, it's going to be much different. Those dogs are going to do what they're supposed to do, and they're going to protect this house. But just to bring it a step further, what I did was I went ahead and this is where shit gets really interesting. So I got myself one of these. And basically what it is it's an ADT security system with cameras outside and the whole 9 yards. And it serves two purposes. Number one, obviously, if I'm gone, I have an alarm system. So if anything happens inside the house, the police will be called out here. If I'm not here, same thing with the fire department, all that stuff. So it's just a little bit of extra security on the house with the dogs that I have. Everybody's saying nice right now, but wait, this is where it gets a little shifty. So the ADT guys came out and they sold me this product, and they sold me this product, and it's hard enough to get by as it is. We don't make a lot of money off of YouTube. We're barely getting by with that. The upload speed, I shit you not, for CenturyLink is 1.4 megabytes per second. Now, I called CenturyLink the other day for a reason because they were supposed to come and fix that. They've been out 3 times to fix that. When I called, these mofos legit said, hey, we only offer 1.5. That's all we can offer you. We can't give you any more. We can't upgrade you anything else. So these guys have come out 3 times to fix my problem that was never there. The problem was is they don't offer anything other than 1.5 megabytes per second for upload speed, which is why it takes 8 fucking days to upload a video on my computer or do anything. Now, this goes even further. We have the ADT system, and the guys came in and I asked them, I said, does it fuck with my Wi-Fi? Does it do anything like that? Because I'm interested in the system. I want to get it. I want to make sure everybody's good. Hootie, turn the other way because you ain't shitting on my... Okay, you can go stand over there. So I didn't want it to mess with my Wi-Fi. I didn't want it to mess with anything that I had going on. I just wanted my 3 cameras so that I could see every inch of the house. So if anybody comes in, we can get a glimpse of what's going on. And then also have, don't tear up my paper. Hey, 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 hey. That's my paperwork, dog. Can you guys believe this shit? Hey. If it's crumbled, you can have it. Leave the rest of it alone. So anyway, back to the computer thing. ADT tells me they're going to have this booster thing they put in, and it boosts everything, and I'm going to be able to run these cameras, have the system. It's got the door things, the chimes, the whole 9 yards. I could do it with my phone, all this bullshit, and it sounded really good. So they come to install it. They've installed it, and a little tip that I probably shouldn't give anybody, which doesn't matter, because again, if you can make it past the dogs, good luck. You got to get through me as well. But at the end of the day, my security system works, but I can't fucking turn my cameras on. Guess why? Because if I turn my cameras on, then I have no upload speed whatsoever. That's right. It takes 1.5 megabytes per second to run the fucking cameras. Now, I asked the guy multiple times, is it going to mess with my internet? He assured me, unlike my damn bird over here, that it wasn't going to mess with any of the work that I had going on. So, fast forward now, I've been trying to deal with this back and forth. They told me, ADT told me, go to, yes, Starlink's a year out. We put the $100 deposit down in hopes that we can get it for 2023. T-Mobile was an option. So T-Mobile was an option, and they actually offered a pretty good thing because they would give me it was like 8.4 megabytes per second upload speed with like 30-something download speed, which is much more than I have right now for cheaper than I have right now. Made sense. So I was like, okay, we'll cut off the CenturyLink. I can get the other one, and then we'll run it that way. This is told to me by the ADT guy. So the ADT guy suggested, hey, watch your feathers, bud. So the ADT guy suggested that I do that and switch. That way I can run everything and just do it off the T-Mobile. So we went to T-Mobile to get that. Now T-Mobile has it, but they only will do it for a certain amount of people so that they don't jam up people in the area. Because if they keep giving it out, then the speed slows down for the people that have it. So only a limited people can have it in my area. Now I did qualify, and I have a meeting with them tomorrow. So I got on the phone with ADT and I told them straight up, hey, I don't need your wall decorations because if your cameras don't work, there's no fucking point of me paying what I paid you, nor is there a point of me paying you per month for the next 3-year contract. And so I told the guy I was going to switch to T-Mobile. The CenturyLink isn't going to work because I turned the cameras on. I can't upload anything. I've been trying to figure out why I have this problem, and it's because it just eats up all the space, which was told they wasn't going to do in the first place. Now I contact ADT today, and they said that T-Mobile is not compatible with their system. So now I get to figure out how the fuck we're going to cut this cookie. So in essence, we're probably going to switch to something else. We're going to probably get ADT to come collect all their shit, give me my money back. Hopefully it won't be a fight. I'm sure they're going to put in some sort of clause or some sort of something, some fine print that I didn't read, that they're just going to take my money and come take their equipment and move upon their way, or make me pay for the 3 years or try and muscle me into the shit. But this is the type of shit that I deal with on a daily basis. So it's constant high stress up in this bitch. So I got my ADT to feel better. I can't use my ADT to feel better because if I use my cameras, I can't literally get you guys anything. Like if I try and upload while the cameras are on, man, some silly shit goes on that computer and all that good stuff. So that kind of wraps up the old man tales. I'm not going to bore you the rest of this little live chat with what the hell is going on with my ADT and bandwidth and fucking upload speed and download speed. But at the end of the day, this is the story of the saga. It's like every time I climb over a wall, somebody builds a bigger wall in front of me, and it kind of fucking sucks a little bit. And in the sense of that, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. It fucking sucks. You know what I mean? But there's ways around it. I can do the blink cameras. I can do other cameras. There's other cameras I already have around the house that operate off the fucking Wi-Fi, which is a bummer. But I do have a buddy that might be able to hardwire a system in where we can get a lot more cameras out to the cages, like literally 24/7, and have that running live so that you guys can watch that, as well as my property will also be watched as well. I think we're going to switch over to that system. It uses none of my Wi-Fi, none of any of that. It's just hardwired in so that I can literally put it up on my TV screen if I want to, and then it records for like a terabyte, which is forever and a day, and then it circulates after that. So we're gonna probably run that route. The confusing part right now is basically figuring out how to do the damn YouTube shit, and let me go sit with him so he stops, because if he doesn't turn around, he's gonna shit on my couch. So the thing now is just to figure out how to get by with the upload speed that I got. So anyway, back to reality now. Let's talk about something other than some shit that stresses me out on a daily basis. So how's everybody doing? Anybody got any questions? We're coming to like a 15-minute end. I'll end the rest of this with like some good old Q&As, my guys. If anybody wants to know anything that's going on, if anybody's got any questions about anything, if anybody's got anything on their mind pressing, knock it out. Yeah, Hootie's a good boy. He is a good boy. I want to thank everybody out there for being patient for everything that we got going on. Bite videos. We actually do have a couple of bite videos coming up next. Mary A's asking about Croc Fest. Guys, Croc Fest is December 10th. I do believe that's in St. Augustine. Alan, no. The hotspot on my phone does not work at all. So, Croc Fest, let me give you guys that update, and then I'll get to everybody else. I'm going to try and scroll back here for a second. Croc Fest is the same thing we do every year, twice a year. It's a fundraiser for crocodilian species. There's about 26 to 28, depending on who you ask. Some of those are critically endangered, so Croc Fest will do these fundraisers and then kick some money back to some beneficiaries that will take that money and then turn it into a project to try and beef up some of the numbers that we have for whatever crocodilian we do it for. I think we did the Orinoco last year. I think they may be doing the Orinoco again or the Gear. I'm not sure what they're doing this year. I have no idea. But that's going to be over at St. Augustine Alligator Farm. That's September 10th. I myself will not be there. Not September 10th, December 10th. I will not be there. Unfortunately, I cannot afford to drive to St. Augustine right now. I cannot afford to leave at any given time until everything is done here at the house and my homies are home. I will not be leaving to go on any adventures, unfortunately enough. I would love to be there. I would love to support. I'm probably going to do a video for them for their page. And I hope them all the best of success, but I will not be able to get there this year. Hopefully, by the end of this year, you guys got to remember too, like my first daughter was born on Thanksgiving, so we just had her birthday, which landed on Thanksgiving. It does like every 4 years, so she's 10 now, so happy birthday to her. Oh, while I'm on it, happy birthday to Katie St. John. Katie St. John, I call her Katie Bella. Her little daughter is Bella. She just recently had a birthday, and when I say recently, yesterday, so everybody say happy birthday to Katie St. John. Happy birthday, happy B-Day. I hope it was a good one. Hope it was, there it is. There's all the happy birthdays. Now, so my first daughter, born on the 24th, and then my second daughter was born on the 31st of December. So I have birthday, Thanksgiving, or birthday on Thanksgiving, and then after that, I have Christmas, and then right after that, I have another birthday. So, love the holidays. I loved them a lot more when I was younger. Now it's just more of a time of ultimate. End that call. Now it's just basically how do we get through the month, and how do we give the girls the best that we possibly can as far as like holidays and all that stuff, especially with me being gone as much as I am. And then fundage and things like that. We try and give them the best birthdays and Christmases that we possibly can. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but we do try and make it as fun as possible, and we get them what they need and we get as much of what they want as we can. So it's a trying time of year for me. It always has been. Usually, like even at the park, this is like when season was fading out. So season for anything like I do, my shows, even live shows, even going out to special events, birthday parties, any kind of gigs like that. You're looking at like January to like July. That's your season. After that, it's pretty much dead slow, and that goes for all of us in the industry. We all feel it as far as tourism goes. Anybody in any tourism here in Florida, that's your season right there. So we get a little spike around, Thanksgiving, a little spike around Christmas, and then it dies down till the end of January, and then we cruise on till about August. So we deal with that as well. So a little rough time of the year, but I do enjoy my Christmas time. I do enjoy my cooler weather when we get some. So far we haven't gotten much left or yet, but hopefully soon. All right, now I'm going to go back here and answer some more people. How are the homies? The homies are good. I was literally just out there with them yesterday. I spent about 3 or 4 hours with them yesterday or the day before. I don't know. The days run together now. No, couldn't have been the day before either. It was yesterday. Yeah. So the homies are doing extremely well. I do miss them. Hey, why don't you stay here with me and stop messing with all my shit? So those guys are doing really, really, really good. And hopefully they'll be here before the end of the year. Mary A says, you were not there. I was at the Gatorland one. I was at Gatorland Orlando for that one. But I have not gone since then. Is your owl related to Chandler's? Yeah, I got the owls together. So I got both of these guys. So I got Chandler's and my owl at the same time. So yes, they are siblings. Bunch of happy birthdays. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's all for Katie. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Don't think I can have an owl up here in Canada. Not too sure. Yeah, you just kind of have to search that out. Canada, actually, you might be able to in Canada. You just have to contact your DNR, find out whether your wildlife deal is up there. Every state and country is different. Up in Canada, I do believe that, you'd be able to have the snow owl up there, I do believe, but I am not sure. It's a lot easier on the other side of the pond, if you know what I mean. What a fun birthday to have on New Year's Eve. Well, depends on who you are. Some people do like it, some people don't like it, some people want their separate birthday, but it is kind of a giant celebration, so at least there's that. We know she's gonna have fireworks and all that good stuff on her birthday. So Little Mama Lish says, hey Justin, I just woke up. How much did I miss? About all of it, but that's okay. It's nothing super important. You can round about and come back to it. Alan Malone. So, guys, I'm going to order a t-shirt, printing kit, and try and make some money, but I would also love to do by force stuff to help the cause. Would you guys be interested? You guys, he's already getting answers. I don't even have to answer that. He's already getting answers. How many daughters do I have? 2, unless I collect my nieces, and then those are like my daughters as well. Then there's too many of them. My birthday is Sunday. Sagittarius is the best. Dottie Rhodes' birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday to you as well. Can't wait to paint Hootie. He is stunning. He will do amazing at merch t-shirts. That's Tanya Palmer. I suggest you guys go check her out at Palmer Art. I believe her @ is on Instagram. How do you like working with the vet? That's from Michelle right there. Well, I've always liked working with the vet because he's my homie. And we've always done all of my animals together. I like to learn about all that stuff. I do enjoy the medical side of things. If I had known what I know now, I would have done a little different in my schooling days and probably would have aimed for the vet position. I do enjoy taking any animal, figuring out what's wrong with it, and then getting it to a perfect health after that. So it's kind of like stepping into an office that I've already been to 1,000 times. I already kind of know the deal. There was just some odds and ends they needed to tune me up on, and then we kind of got to it, but it is fun. The day Chandler got bit, you were not there. No, I was not there the day Chandler got bit. No. All right, what do we got here? Crazy getting married on her birthday. Oh, you're getting married on her birthday, Kate Peoples? All right. Doing the little birthday. Well, are we doing the birthday on the 31st so that nobody can ever forget what the anniversary is? Smart move. Mofos, smart move. Darshna, mine and my hubby's B days are Christmas and just after. Oh, we got a lot of Christmas and just after babies. Well, happy birthday to everybody out there. All right, Michelle, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hi, Justin, don't worry about the owl hitting the fan. Don't you worry about the owl hitting the fan? No, I don't. He's smart. He's a good boy. He knows what the hell the deal is. So, oh, by the way, if you guys do own birds that are free flighted, fucking turn your fans off. I know I don't have my fans off right now. I know this bird well, but if I had my parrot inside the house right now, even though he really tends not to fly anywhere, I would turn him off just because he comes inside the house a lot less than this guy does. This guy grew up inside houses. He knows what a fan is, and he's not stupid enough to hit it. So there is that. But yes, you should always worry about fans rotating when you have birds inside the house. Luckily enough, I have the laziest mofo on earth sitting behind me. Right. A couple more questions, my dudes, and then I am going to bow out and get back to work. I got a lot of stuff going on. Somebody already asked how the homies were doing. Somebody asked again. The homies are doing well. Amanda Page, Justin, please put an Amazon wish list for the girls. I'd love to send something for Xmas and birthdays. Amanda, we'll probably do something with the Amazon wish list, probably more for the animals. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to donate anything at all, I have a great idea for donations that doesn't cost you anything. If you have any extra linens, blankets, towels, whatever the hell you got out there, if you don't need them anymore and they're not completely disgusting or torn apart or anything like that, and you want to bag those things up and send them out, please give me a shout on my DMs over in one of the social media sites, which, by the way, I've been extremely behind on that. I apologize. My schedule is very tight. I'm trying to answer as many people as I possibly can all at the same time. It's very difficult to do so. But yeah, we definitely need some more linens and stuff to be changing out for some of this stuff. Like the foxes are inside the vet kennels right now in quarantine. They'll be outside probably within the month, but until they get through their meds and vaccinations, I'm not going to put them outside. So it would be nice to get some more linens. That would be great. Give me a couple of seconds here. There was something I was trying to get to. It caught my eye. See if I can find it again. If not, oh, dude, we got a lot of Christmas birthdays. November 26th. That was Michelle Morningstar. So happy birthday. You're 2 days after my daughter. Oh, sending love and support from Ohio. Keep up the amazing work, man. One of my favorite YouTube people. Thank you very much. That means a lot. And also, it's very scary for you. I don't know why I'm your favorite, but I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Gotta let people know when your birthday is if you want it celebrated. She's talking to Holly. She's saying, Holly, yes, you are. But you gotta let people know when your birthday is if you want to get celebrated. I try to tell people, can you knock it off? Dude, if you fuck with all the art shit, we're gonna have a talk. Big guy. Can you not fuck with my shit? Hey, we're not painting by numbers today, pal. God bless. If it's not the dogs, it's the damn owl. All right, let me get back to this. Couple more questions, and then I'm going to bounce out. How are you, Brooke, and the kids? Well, there's a fantastic question. Thank you, Alan, for asking that. We're doing okay. I haven't buried anybody underneath my house yet, so everybody is still alive, doing well. Everybody's doing good. Boom, got it. No, I'm kidding. Everybody's doing wonderful. Myself, I'm trying to keep it together to the best of my ability. They are in ignorant bliss, so they'll stay in ignorant bliss. I deal with the rest of the shit. Joan Robbins, speaking of Chandler, what happened to the dog he found? Not seen in a while. Not Bear, the other one. I asked him, but he never gave replies. Great seeing you, Justin. I know you're super busy. Another dog? Not Bear, the other one. Not Bear, the other one. I don't fucking know. I don't know. So a lot of people are asking about Tyler. I have not met the baby yet. I have to go see him. He messaged me the other day. He is just as busy as I am. We talked for a little bit, trying to get together to see each other because we haven't seen each other in a while. And he wants me to meet the kid. He wants to come see my house. I want to go see his. We are not that close together. He's closer to Chandler and those guys out there. I am in the middle of the state. He's on the east side of the state. So, but apparently he's doing well. He's under a lot of pressure, is to be expected. But he'll be able to handle it probably a little easier than I do because he's got that. He's got that deep pockets. He can get in there and do what needs to be done in a relatively quick fashion. So I think he's going to be just fine. I'm going to go see him soon. Don't eat the paint. And you're throwing shit too, bro? I'm going to let the owl do the rest of the live. Yeah, he is lazy. Somebody said I thought he was lazy. He is. He just likes to fuck with shit too. Oh, boy. All right. Last question. Let me get a good one. All right. Mama, don't mess with him because he's just going to throw more shit. All right. Hold on. Let me get a good question here. Bye, Michelle. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Ever think you'd have to tell an owl not to eat paint? Yeah. In my world, yeah. Every day of my life. Every day of my life. All right, so not many good questions. Dun, dun, dun. That's a sentence. A sentence you never thought you'd hear on a live stream. Thanks. Definitely needed a laugh today. My hands hurt so bad from the stupid carpal tunnel surgery I had today and yesterday. Also, just had my 37th birthday on November 18th. Crazy. Happy birthday, Crystal. All right. And with that, I'm going to collect my dummy over here. Hey, hot stuff. You want to play parrot? Come here, bud. Come on. Let's go. Nope, that's the wrong way. All right. Get it. Look at you slide around. Hey. End it with a boom. Go get it. Hey, don't pay attention to her, bro. You gonna end it with a boom? No, you just getting your milk? Hey, big guy. Why don't you go clean your shit up off the floor? All right, my dudes, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. Just a little update on what we got going on here. We should have a video. We got a couple coming out. We got the Mite video coming out. We got a day in the life coming out. We got 2 days in the life coming out. One's a little worse than the other one. Got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be building all week long now that I have the time to do so. So I'm going to use the time that I have because Shetler's gone right now. So I'm not back to work until next Sunday. So we're going to use the rest of the week to basically build. Thank you guys. Thank you to all my Patreons that have been super patient. Hopefully we'll have the merch up soon. We'll be able to give you guys a little something to carry things on. And I just appreciate every one of you guys. So everybody be safe. Be friendly to one another. Same as I always say. Do like the owl does. Leave everybody alone. Respect yourself and respect everybody else. Thank you guys very much. Boom. Out. And guess what? End button. I got it. Boom.